in their home Sunday, shaking a small Vermont community. What we're learning about them tonight.
A knife fight sends 2 Schenectady High School students to the hospital, adding to safety concerns from parents, students, and the community.
And parents and teens don't have to be divided when it comes to online safety. One local father-daughter team is leading the conversation to help others take on the cyber world.
CBS 6 News starts now.
Tonight, we're continuing coverage of an arrest made in a 27-year-old Albany cold case, the murder of baby Moses.
The mother, you see her right here, 52-year-old Carrie Mazuka from Altamont, was arrested over the weekend after a break in the case. As we continue to learn more about Mazuka and the case, CBS 6's Emma Quinn reports for us tonight.
A source who knows Carrie Mazuka.
Thanks, Emma. A member of the Paulet Town Select Board of Vermont is among 3 people found dead in a home on Sunday, a case police are now investigating as a triple homicide.
Select Board member Brian Crossman, his wife, and a young child were all found dead in their home on State Route 133. It's believed to be an isolated incident with no threat to the community. We're still awaiting an autopsy report, but sources confirmed the victims' identities to our CBS News partners in Burlington. Police also identifying a relative as a person of interest, but there are no specific suspects. The Select Board is scheduled to meet tonight at 7. We'll let you know of any updates that come from that meeting and what we learned from investigators. 2 students sent to the hospital today following a fight at Schenectady High School.
Police responded this afternoon just before 1. Well, tonight, fewer than 50 days remain, 48 to be exact, until the 2024 presidential election.
Local boards of elections trying to make sure people are registered to vote. CBS 6's Olivia Jaquith has the information you need to know. Well, it's that time of year again. One of the clearest symbols of the changing seasons is apple picking.
Sure is. So how's it shaping up this year, and what makes a good versus bad season? Sam Copeland is out for us at Bowman Orchards in Rexford to find out tonight. Oh, big smile on your face. Who doesn't like apples, right, Sam?
Sam Copeland, CBS 6 reporting.
All right, sounds good, Sam. Thank you. Well, new at 5, a public tribute for Albany civil rights leader Dr. Alice Green is set for later this month. The Center for Law and Justice announcing the tribute scheduled for this upcoming Sunday at the Palace Theater in Albany at 4 p.m. Doors will open at 3. The event is free and open to all who wish to show their support for Dr. Green. Green founded the Center for Law and Justice in 1985, providing support and legal help to the disadvantaged for decades.
Next year at 5 o'clock, a father-daughter team working to help others understand online safety. Their guide to keeping your child safe.
Former President Donald Trump will resume campaigning tonight with a stop in Michigan, days after an apparent second assassination attempt.
As national correspondent Matt Galka tells us, the conversation continues to focus on ramping up security.
At least 9 people killed, nearly 3,000 injured in a series of explosions across the country of Lebanon today. This when pagers held by members of the militant group Hezbollah detonated.
A father and daughter in the capital region helping families navigate a difficult but extremely important conversation when it comes to internet safety.
CBS 6's Ashley Kusakanki shows us a guide created that they hope will help keep your children safe online.
Very nice.
Still lots of sunballs up there, you know?
There.
We need some rain at some point. All right, sports coming up next. Here's a look at what's ahead at 5:30. All right, thank you, AJ. And still to come here at 5:30, filling a much-needed void.
That's become a new goal of New York State. We share details on a program designed to help people easily find a job while filling open government positions.
CBS News starts now.
First at 5:30, your top stories and weather headlines. Here's what you need to know. An arrest made in a 27-year-old Albany cold case in the murder of baby Moses. The mother, 52-year-old Carrie Mazuka from Guilderland, was arrested over the weekend after a break in the case. We're told Albany police will publicly address the case at a later date. A member of the Paulet Town Select Board is among 3 found dead in a home Sunday, a case police are now investigating as a triple homicide. Select Board member Brian Crossman, his wife, and a young child were all found dead in their home on State Route 133. A fight at Schenectady High School today sparking panic in online groups and sending 2 students to the hospital. Police believe the injuries were caused when one of the 2 students pulled a knife during the fight. In-depth coverage on all of these stories online. Just head to CBS6Albany.com. And Last week's Rewind, we were introduced to a serial killer who terrorized the North Country in the early 70s, while police played catch-up for nearly 2 weeks. Tonight, Liz Bishop joins us with a preview for part 2 of the Robert Garrow story. Liz.
Amani, when we last saw serial...
All right, Liz, thank you. Protests held today outside of the governor's mansion in Albany, calling for more funding for AARP and expanding home services for the elderly. Protesters there tell CBS 6 they hope it sends a message to Governor Hochul and the legislature to pass a $42 million increase for expansion in home services for the elderly. We're told the protests are hoping to also alleviate the waiting list for the Elderly Assistance Program, as well as help keep people out of nursing homes and in their own home if they wish to be.
It's a decent thing to do for people who want to stay in their homes. It also matters to me because it saves money. Keeping people out of nursing homes is a good economic policy. I've been, with AARP for years now trying to address this issue, and here we are doing it again.
AARP cites a study that shows in-home caregivers are overly stressed financially and have to cut back their work hours for their own needs. They hope an increase in state funding will help alleviate that as well. The state of New York trying to make it easier to find work and fill thousands of government jobs at the same time. CBS 6's Sean Cavanaugh has more on how a statewide program is already proving helpful.
The state is trying to.
Sean Diddy Combs indicted on serious charges in what prosecutors call a long-running sex trafficking operation. He's pleaded not guilty, and his attorneys say the music mogul will fight this with everything he's got. CBS's Michael George has more from New York. Senate Democrats taking up the future of IVF on Capitol Hill, with reproductive care already a flashpoint in the upcoming presidential election. The bill seeks to establish a nationwide right to IVF treatment and expand fertility treatments for veterans, among other things. Senate Republicans already blocked the measure when it came up for a vote back in June, calling it a political stunt.
We're asking Republican colleagues if they believe this bill and protecting the very essence of IVF is worth debating. Republicans say they're pro-family. Well, there's nothing more pro-family than IVF.
Former President Donald Trump says he would support IVF treatments if reelected by requiring health insurance companies to pay for fertility treatment. The White House putting Republicans on blast for refusing to protect access to IVF today.
Republican officials have had every chance to protect reproductive freedom since the Supreme Court's extreme decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, and at every turn they have refused to do so.
Republicans have pushed alternative legislation to discourage states from enacting outright IVF bans, but Democrats have blocked the measure, saying they don't go far enough. Well, still to come at 5:30 this Tasty Tuesday, we take you to Latham, how one restaurant is serving up authentic Italian cuisine along with the side of history. Plus, the cost of high interest rates taking its toll, what data tells us about the impact ahead of the first rate cut since the pandemic.
And Tuesday, Amani.
All right, Steve, thanks. Coming up at 6 tonight on CBS 6, with the fall season on the horizon, so is apple picking. Meteorologist Sam Copeland joins us from Bowman's Orchard in Rexford with an outlook on this year's apple picking season. And a consumer alert protecting your information on your iPhone from hackers. We share what to look out for. And the latest details from police on the arrest of a woman in a 27-year-old cold case surrounding the death of baby Moses in Albany. It's been a tough couple of years for anyone looking to make a big purchase like a home or a car, and not just because of rising prices. Increasing interest rates rolled out by the Federal Reserve to fight inflation have made taking on debt for some more difficult. As national correspondent Atra Elnishar reports, it's about to get a bit easier at a time when Americans need some relief. Still to come tonight, and all new at 6, virtual reality in higher education. And tonight's Excellence in Education report, we're sharing how one Capital Region college is using the new technology for its own benefit.